Hello everyone, I'm Talis and welcome to a brand new Road to Platinum here on the channel. This time I will show you how to achieve the Platinum trophy for the remake of one of the most infamous horror games of all time, Silent Hill 2. As always, I've made this video as much spoiler-free as possible, and if you enjoy the content, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out the other episodes that I've done. Now let's enter the fog and start our stay in Silent Hill to obtain the Platinum. First things first, you can complete the game on any difficulty you want, for both the combat and the puzzles, and the minimal number of playthroughs required to obtain the Platinum will be of at least 2 if you follow this guide. And what I suggest you is to do the first run to get all of the collectibles and go for the leave and in-water endings, which can be both easily obtained with a manual save just before the second last boss fight, which I will show you later on. Then do a New Game Plus run for achieving the speed run, radio silence, New Game Plus, only melee weapons, and the other 4 endings trophies required to gain the Platinum. About the collectibles, there are many of them and do not carry on between playthroughs, so I advise you using chapter-specific guides to find all of them, and it's important to know that they are missable, since the game doesn't have a chapter select. And the New Game and New Game Plus don't share the same memos, so just focus on your first run to get everything and you'll be fine. Right after the first cutscene of the story, you can already earn the No Turning Back Now trophy, and what you need to do is just try to run away in vain from your stay in Silent Hill. Before entering the fog, you should know that with the touchpad button you can access your inventory, and here you can check the collectibles and equipment, but I suggest you to not investigate the personal objects until the later stages of the game, since interacting with these items could draw you closer to one ending or another. When you enter Silent Hill and get the map, you'll be able to explore South Vale, and while you go on with the main path, you can easily earn a trophy after getting the radio that will tell you when you have enemies near you, and your first melee weapon, the wooden plank. With that, you can break the windows of cars and shops while wandering in the town, and after you break your 50th window, you will get the Shattered trophy. While exploring, you can even focus on defeating some enemies with your wooden plank to advance in the Blunt Force Trauma trophy, which will require you to kill 75 enemies with melee weapons, but you will probably get this trophy naturally by just playing the game. Another important thing to know is that when you defeat an enemy, they are not actually dead, unless you finish them while on the ground, and sometimes you will notice that James will stomp them instead of using the melee weapon. This has to be done to get the Merciless trophy, which requires you to finish 50 enemies with a stomp. But since there is no certain way to execute a stomp attack, the best advice I can give you is to always hit every enemy you encounter when they go down multiple times, and you will eventually get the trophy towards the end of your first run. But don't worry if you don't get it on your first playthrough, since you can continue working on this in the second run. Go on with the main path and you will eventually reach the Woodside Apartments, and here is a good place to earn another trophy. This place will have plenty of locked doors, and this is great for the You Never Know trophy, which requires you to try opening locked doors 50 times. Just choose a locked door, try to open it, go backwards and repeat until you get the trophy. An important thing when you will enter the woodside apartment is to look for as many handgun ammo as possible, at least 11, for the next trophy that is exclusive to this chapter, so check your surroundings as much as possible. Once you get the pistol via story progression, reach room 207. Deal with the enemies inside it, you will notice some balloons. What you need to do is just to shoot all of them to get the Let's Not Party trophy. If you don't want to waste 11 bullets, just save at the reception at the start of the apartments, get the trophy and reload the save. Moving on, you will reach the Blue Creek apartments, and in this location there are no particular chapter related trophies, so work towards getting all of the collectibles, and if you get the Blunt Force Trauma trophy like I did, start using the pistol, since you will have to kill 75 enemies with ranged weapons, and it's best if you start doing it as soon as possible, as in the second round you will have to complete the game only using melee weapons, but we'll think about that further on in the video. Later on, you will meet for the first time Maria. She's the focus to get the third of the base game endings, but since it's easy to mess it up by exploring to get all of the collectibles, I suggest you to leave it for the second run, with the other 3 New Game Plus exclusive endings, which I will show you how to do them later. When you exit from Rosewater Park, instead of following Maria's advice to go to the motel, go right until you reach Pete Bowles' Orama. Get inside and you will find an open box of pizza. Just interact with it to get the leftovers trophy. And remember to do it now, since if you go on too much with the story, you won't be able to get this trophy unless starting a new game. Proceed as always, and you will eventually get a new melee weapon, the steel pipe, and then you will reach the Brookhaven hospital. And if you thought things couldn't get any creepier, what you just experienced was just the start. The Brookhaven hospital part of the story will be one of the longest, and it will have many collectibles, but you won't have to worry about any chapter specific trophies. So, as always, focus on collectibles and enjoy the story, but remember to pick up the shotgun and make a kill at least with it in the women's locker room after taking the bent needle needed to progress the story, not only to just have a stronger weapon, but even to advance in the James of all Trades trophy for killing at least an enemy with all of the weapons in the game, both melee and ranged, in one playthrough. By this point of the game, you should earn the No Big Deal trophy for killing 75 enemies with ranged weapons, if you have followed my advice. So from now on, you can play freely with whichever weapons you want, until the New Game Plus playthrough at least. After getting out of the Brookhaven hospital, you will return to South Vale, and you will eventually exit from Rosewater Park, like the first time with Maria. But this time, instead of going right towards the Historical Society building to continue the story, take a stop to the motel in front of you, and specifically enter room 106. When you are inside, interact with the wall and you will get the All Seems in Order trophy. Then go on with the story until you reach the Toluca prison, and here, while retrieving the different weights needed to exit from this scary place, you'll be able to get the last weapon of the base game, the rifle. And to get it, you must find the armory key in the serpent section of the prison here, while going for the medium weight. With that, exit from the serpent section and return to the armory, where you can save and get the rifle. Then simply kill an enemy with it, and you will get the James of all Trades trophy if you have killed at least an enemy with every weapon in the game. Now go on with the main story while grabbing collectibles and story related trophies until you finally exit from the prison and reach the shore in Toluca Lake, as you will have to row a bit to reach the next destination, the Lakeview Hotel. But before reaching the new location, there is a trophy you can get. Just get on the boat, and when you can control it, stay put and wait 10 minutes. Upon reaching 10 minutes, you will get the Scourge of Toluca Lake trophy for spending 10 minutes on Toluca Lake. When you arrive at the Lakeview Hotel, you can go on with the story, but remember to get the rotten apple and use it on the mirror puzzle for the leave ending, or the ripe apple for the water ending. But those are not the most important things you will have to do to get those endings, as I'll cover you later on in the video on how to get them. Then move on until you get the employee elevator key and reach the employee section of the hotel as part of the story. Here you can get the Eats Bread trophy for interacting with bread right here at this location. After reaching room 312 and discovering the truth as part of the story, you will start earning in order, if you have found all of the collectibles up to this point, the Echoes trophy for finding all of the glimpses of the past in a single run, the Archivist trophy for finding all of the memos in a single run, and the Pieces Unarranged trophy for finding all of the strange photos in a single playthrough. Now I will show you an important thing you need to do before getting to the last two boss fights of the game, to earn the trophies for the Leave and In Water ending. When you reach the Lakeview Hotel Otherworld, you will eventually arrive in a room with 9 red save squares, and this is where you know you have to save to get the 2 endings. To do the Leave ending, you need to interact multiple times with Mary's letter and photo, but not Angela's knife. Keep yourself always healed and never stay in critical health through the whole game. And after defeating the second last boss of the game, you will get the Scarlet Egg and the Rust Colored Egg. Use them on the 2 doors to unlock them, but then remember to pass through the one where you put the Rust Colored Egg to progress the Leave ending. Lastly, listen to the full conversation in the long hallway before the final boss fight, and with that you should be safe to get this ending, as well as the Making Peace trophy. Now you'll be back at the main menu, and to get the In Water ending, you just need to reload the save that you just did at the 9 red save squares. For the In Water ending, you need to investigate Angela's knife multiple times right now, and stay on the lowest health that you can during the second last boss fight, until you start the final boss fight. Then pass through the door where you put the Scarlet Egg and not the rust-colored egg, and listen to the full conversation in the hallway like the previous ending, and with that you will get the Only Way Out trophy. With 2 of the 6 endings that you will have to do out of the way, it's time to start a New Game Plus playthrough. The New Game Plus of this game serves to add new exclusive collectibles that you will have to grab for the free endings, only available in this mode, the Dog, UFO and Rebirth endings. While getting the specific collectibles for these endings, you will have to go for the Maria ending too, so I will guide you step by step to what you need to do to progress and get the 4 endings all together, without having to do other playthroughs, and to get the last trophies that you are missing before getting the platinum. I advise you to start this playthrough with light difficulty on both combat and puzzles to have an easier time for the speedrun. The speedrun requires you to complete the game in 10 hours, and it's fairly easy, since by just focusing on the main path and even taking some time to find resources, you can easily beat the game in 4 to 6 hours. Here's what you don't have to do for the Maria ending. Don't investigate both Mary's and Angela items in the inventory. Don't break windows while with her. Don't diverge too much from the main path when she tells you to go to the motel. Don't let her take too much damage. And don't listen to any of the cassettes in the game. At the start of this second run, go to the cemetery and after talking to Angela, go to this location to grab the Crimson Ceremony item for the Rebirth ending. Shortly after that, where you see the sign of the Silent Hill Ranch, you will find and hear on the right the chainsaw. Grab it for the Lumberjack trophy and to have the strongest melee weapon in the game that can deal quickly with every enemy and boss of the game and make the as close as you like trophy a breeze for having killed enemies without using ranged weapons in a single playthrough. Later on, when you grab the radio and the wooden plank, immediately after you have control of James, open your inventory, go to equipment and turn off the radio. With that, at the end of the run, you will get the radio silence trophy for having completed the game without using the radio. Then, in South Vale, get the blue gem item from this location for the UFO ending. And then grab the broken key part from the pet center here for the dog ending. While going for the jukebox button in Soul Street Apartments, when you are on the roof, reach this point. And you will hear a sound and your controller will vibrate. Open your inventory and investigate the blue gem. If it glows like this, it means you got the first interaction point for the UFO ending. Go on with the game until you find Maria at Rosewater Park. After the cutscene, interact with the blue gem here to progress with the UFO ending. Then follow the advices I gave you earlier for Maria and go immediately to the motel. Head for room 108 and grab the collectible here. Return and interact with Maria when she asks you about the dress. Then go to room 106 here and listen to the full conversation. After opening the gate at the motel, head straight to the Baldwin mansion and talk to Maria. When the conversation is over, grab the white chrism item to progress the Rebirth ending. Just a little further, at this location, enter this gate and grab the second broken key part here, and combine it with the first piece to get the dog key for the dog ending. Moving on, you will reach the Heaven's Knight, and before leaving with Maria, interact with the pole and the following objects.
Is that you?
Would you like it to be? You gonna dance for me, big guy? I'd pay to see that.
Then at Brookhaven Hospital, interact 3 times with Maria after reaching the second floor. Return and interact with Maria after getting one of the 3 bracelets. And return to her after getting all of the bracelets and completing the director's room puzzle. At the end of the Brookhaven Hospital Otherworld, place the lead ring in the upper hand and the copper ring on the lower. Then you will have to reach the Historical Society, and on the left here you will find a new item, the Obsidian Goblet, to progress the Rebirth ending. After that, you can go on with your New Game Plus run, without nothing to worry about until you reach the Lakeview Hotel. Upon arriving to the docks, interact here with the blue gem to progress the UFO ending. While advancing in the Lakeview Hotel, grab the ripe apple in the hall on the second floor and use it to solve the mirror puzzle for the Maria ending. Go on until you complete the ornamental box puzzle to get the third floor key. And then save here, so that you can return at this point and do all of the endings that you have left. Now go to the third floor and open the door. And don't go to room 312, instead go to the observation room here and use the dog key. With that, the Goodest Boy trophy will be yours, as well as the following trophies, if you have followed my previous advices. As close as you like for finishing a round without killing enemies with ranged weapons, the Radio Silence trophy for finishing the game with the radio turned off, I Saw That Town for completing New Game Plus on any difficulty, and Faster Than Fog for completing the game in under 10 hours. Now reload the save you just did and reach room 312. Here interact with the blue gem and... I'll let you discover the rest of the ending. But with that, the tinfoil hat trophy will be yours. Reload again the save and let's go for the Maria ending first. For that, you just need to finish the game normally, but after obtaining the scarlet and the rust-colored eggs, pass through the door where you put the scarlet one, and then don't listen to the full conversation in the hallway. If you have done everything right, you will earn the Vicious Cycle trophy. Lastly, reload for the last time the save that you did at the check-in in Lakeview Hotel, and go to this location here, where you will find the last item needed for the Rebirth ending. Finish the game by defeating the final boss, and after all of these crazy endings, there is only one thing left. Phew, that was an intense road to platinum, but totally worth it. If you have watched the video till this point, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this road to platinum and got the trophy yourself. Remember to subscribe and leave a like to support the channel. And let me know with a comment down below if you want a specific game to be featured in the next Road to Platinum episode. This was Talis, and I will see you all to the next one.